Hey everyone, it's Wednesday. I've got your update. I'm gonna jump on in. We have finished our painting at the resort and I think it's looking good. It's really bright and we're gonna continue on decorating and updating there. But most of the stuff that's gonna happen from here on out won't put any strain on operations. We won't have to be moving pets. In other words, we're out of your way. So the rest is the easy stuff. Next up for the resort, we're going to be redoing the deck and the daycare yard, making that go out further and just continuing to make that space more efficient for the team and better for the dogs. And then the next thing that we're going to be working on is organizing our parking lot. We're getting some tire bumpers. We're having those made, and then also going to be striping some lines. We're going to work on the back lot first and see how efficient we can make that, and then apply those same kind of strategies to the front lot. So that should start happening within the next week or 2 weeks. We'll keep everybody posted on what needs to happen or if any changes need to happen before then. Also coming up by the end of next week, I would expect everyone in our company to have rocks, like everyone. So if you're new to us or if you're not understanding what a rock is a part of a goal. So we've shared recently at our vision meetings that our company has a vision. We have goals for the year, and we have a theme for the year, which is good to great. So everybody should know that. Everybody should be plowing down the same path for that. But a rock is just kind of like a fleck off of that goal, like your portion, something that you can do. So everybody has many things that they can do towards that. A rock is one of those declared ways where we're going to tell you what we need you to do. We're going to give you a timeline and all the tools that we need you to do that. So everyone in our company should have a rock by the end of next week. And we'll give you a certain time period and due date that you have to have completed that by. I'm really excited to see this happen. I'm not going to go into what those rocks are. That's for your department and assistant managers to do with you. But I'm here to say everyone's going to have a rock and they're going to be held accountable for doing it. And that's going to help us to reach our goal by the end of the year. One thing that was announced earlier this week that I want to make sure that we're all paying attention and just aware of is that we've done away with Trupanion Express. It's just caused a lot more problems than it has helped to resolve. So we're going back to processing those manually and from their website. So just everybody needs to be aware of that. Trupanion Express is no longer a thing. You have to take control of your own claim. The customer care team is definitely the most brilliant at this. They have the best handle in that process. So I'm sure they'd be happy to explain it to you if you need more detail. Just know that that's gone. Another thing that we worked to remove was Dove on the Floor. That was a subscription that was costing us a little bit too much, especially considering most of our team weren't using it. But that freed up some funds that we can invest in another system called VetBloom. And so Alex is really heading this up. She's going to be getting us organized in VetBloom this week, getting it out to our assistant managers next week. And so to kind of follow that, I would imagine that it should be in your hands pretty soon. It's a training software with interactive modules. It should be really helpful in helping you to expand your horizons, complete some training if maybe you have goals following an evaluation and you need some help kind of orienting yourself to those. VetBloom should be really, really handy with that. I also want to remind all of our team when we're talking about technology, one of the first things that should be on your mind when you have a new client or if you have a client in the lobby, you should be talking to them about our phone app. Y'all, this is so, so important. I love our app because it is constant connection with a client. I know that you probably have apps on your phone and you think about how frequently you look through your phone at the apps and how you're reminded of what those things are. Well, if we have a client who has an app on our phone or who has our app on their phone, it's a constant reminder of our connection with them. And our loyalty program drives them to keep their app. So all those things are tied together. We reward clients for being loyal to us. They keep our app. We send them push notifications to help them remember to care for their pet. And in turn, they can communicate with us directly through the app. But all of this hinges on them actually getting the app. So we have to be better about proactively recommending our app. And it's best to do it right when they come into the lobby so that they have an opportunity to finish downloading the app before they check out, and they can earn their loyalty points that way. Really, really important. The app company, Vet2Pet, that's the manufacturer of the app, they are actually going to be adding a feature soon to where loyalty points will automatically download on the app. Well, we have to get better at promoting clients to have the app. It's really important. It's also very frustrating to clients when they don't get the punches that they know that they could earn. A lot of times this looks like they will be coming back for a second visit, and we'll hear about the app at that time, and they've missed out on the punches that they could have earned from their first visit, or maybe different versions of that. We have to get better. It's everyone's responsibility. So if everyone continuously asks the clients, hey, do you have our app? It should be striking to them to answer yes or no. And if they answer no, what a great opportunity for you to then engage with them about all the different features of our app and why they should get it. And a leading one should be, you can earn loyalty points, and then that's like free pet care, because for every 16 stamps that you earn, you're going to get $100 credit on your account that you can use for literally anything. They really sell themselves. You just have to start asking the question. It's really important. And then until those app punches are automated to be applied, remember to do that. People take it very, very seriously. The next thing that I want you to take really seriously is worklist messages. Y'all, we are killing our doctors with worklist messages. It's excessive. I checked in on their worklist messages on Monday morning just to kind of get a feel for a doctor who'd maybe been off through the weekend, what they experienced. It was horrible. Some of them had 18, 20 messages that they are then responsible for managing hospitalized cases, a day full of appointments, barely getting a lunch, and then trying to return all of these messages at the same time more messages are continuing to pour in. Now, working backwards from that, I do also understand the team who has to leave these messages because clients are calling in. Messages will never go away. They're always going to be there, but the amount of messages that we are leaving that were unnecessary is what's concerning me, as when I say I think we're killing our doctors with them. Here's an example. On Monday, I looked at Dr. Patrick's work list message, and he had 2 distinct messages that related to appointments that were on his schedule. And because we had left messages for these appointments, those appointments didn't show up because they were instead waiting for a returned call. So I want you to do the math with me here. We had those 2 appointment slots, which could have generated $260 in revenue each. We missed those. So we didn't collect that revenue, yet we paid the team to be here for those spots. And then we also had to have Dr. Patrick then take additional time to call those people back. So that was additional of his time. I'm imagining all in all that probably cost us about $600 for just 2 messages. That's about $300 each that we lost. It's horrible, and it just happens all the time. And these worklist messages were pretty simple. One was that a client was concerned that their pet was suffering from allergies. Probably is how I would have answered that to them, and I would have not been willing to leave a message for them. I would have instead said, we absolutely need to get you in for an appointment. There's no way that Dr. Patrick can have this conversation with you by phone. He's going to need to see your pet and match that what he sees with your conversation with him, and all of that has to happen in an appointment. Y'all, I just don't think we're being firm enough. And there are other examples that I could go on with there. But as those messages continue to come in, this has been going on for years. I'm not really sure how to get the team into reality that these are inappropriate. I think what I'm going to probably have to start doing is coming to you individually with these or posting them in Slack and saying, here's an example of a message that did not need to be taken, that instead should have been turned into an appointment. Without doing this, it's costing us too much money, and it's burning out our doctors because they're spending so much of their time on the phone, and they're not able to keep up with the caseload of patients that we have for them. It's really, really hurting our business. So I need everyone to take that much more seriously. Again, there are many examples. I could go on further, but I think that you get the majority of it here. You're going to be held accountable for workless messages that are left unnecessarily, and that's just where it ends. So please know your boundaries there. Ask questions before. If you have examples in your mind that you're not sure were justified messages or not, ask now before you leave another one, because again, I'm just really concerned that our doctors are not going to be able to keep up with the growing pace of messages that we're leaving them. One more thing, this is actually really encouraging. I read this great article that I just couldn't wait to share with you, and it was about heartworm prevention. And it said only 27% of pet owners actually have justified in their mind that heartworm prevention is necessary. 27%. Now, I would believe that our clientele is more astute and better educated, and so maybe our percentage is higher, but that's a national average, and they were talking about pets who are actually eligible for heartworm prevention, which would be dogs and cats, were considered in this study. Y'all, that's alarming. So if you think that you have educated enough on the importance of heartworm prevention, you're wrong. This is not an old or outdated topic. This is nothing that we can take for granted. It is really important. We all have a huge role in educating on preventative care, and especially with all the things that our doctors have to be focusing on in the exam rooms or by phone, the rest of us can take over educating on the importance of preventative products for heartworm disease, and then you could go ahead and lump intestinal parasites and fleas in there. So important. So again, if you think you've educated enough, you're wrong. The majority of the population is not convinced yet. So get out there, start educating, have these conversations. Here's some key times when I think having that conversation is important. Certainly, my customer care team, over the phone when you're confirming appointments, asking people if they need refills, and if they say no, you should be challenging that, because that means that maybe they're not understanding the importance, or maybe they've let their pet run out, or maybe they're not shopping with us, and there's opportunities in each of those avenues. The next one that I'm considering is my pet care team at the resort. Being able to ask which heartworm and flea prevention they have their pet on leads you right into a conversation. People trust you, especially. I would say that our clients trust our pet care team members, including our groomers, the most, because you're not threatening to them and because you took care of their pet in their absence. And so that directly validates your knowledge. So having a good knowledge over the preventative products that we carry and being able to have a strong conversation with those is necessary for the benefit of that pet. It's so important. And then for my nursing team and my front desk team, especially, you are very valid in the owner's minds and in their eyes. You having a strong conversation about preventative care and then actually selling the products to them is essential. So making sure that everyone understands the importance is your task for the next week. I want to see us talking more about this. It is so important. I think it's our opportunity to advocate for our patients, and that's probably the core of all of our existence and wants for our job. So there's a really strong way for you to express that and go out there and make a difference. All right, guys, don't forget Good to Great. Looking at that in every way that you can. Let's go Good to Great on heartworm prevention this week. All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day.